Hello and welcome to Dreams of Wings, and welcome here to Glasgow. Yes, we're back in the big yellow machine. Last week's stream was a little bit of warbird action for a change, but we are back in the fantastic 202 Squadron H145, and we're at Glasgow. I thought we'd come a little bit further south. I can't bore you to death by keeping flying in the same area, so I thought we'd come down to Glasgow. It's obviously a slightly different environment, quite a large urban area, or urban areas here. Plus, from memory, I've only flown HEMS in this area once, and there's quite a cool little hospital helipad on the top of a building, so that should be quite interesting. This is where we are. So here is Glasgow. We are a little bit, there's our usual base up there, Lottie, up at the top. But we are down here. I just realised you can't see my mouse pointer, so that means absolutely nothing to you. But up here, there we go. Let's do it this way. Here's our base, RAF Lossiemouth, and we have come down here to Glasgow. And as you can see, lots of built-up areas. So it should be quite interesting to see what we get. No doubt we'll get a little bit of... well, I would imagine a lot more HEMS than search and rescue, but we are going to be using, of course, the fantastic Davierosoft Random and Anywhere mod. So let me quickly run through what we are using, and while I do that, let's just change, there we go, and switch the old head tracking on. Yep, that's working. Good God, there's a Spitfire. Not just any Spitfire. It's Gilda. What's she doing here? Yes, we're using the High Performance Group H145, the High Performance Group H145 Action Pack Expansion. We're using the Davierosoft Random and Anywhere mod, which is what creates the random missions and all sorts of other bits of magic. We're using Keka's voice pack, realistic voice pack with radio effect. We are using the M. Gonzalez H145 sound pack, and we're also using Epic Fool's Scottish helicopter helipads. Have I missed anything? Oh, of course. And we have this beautiful, let me just pop outside again. There we go. Get it over there. We are using this fantastic repaint of it's a real helicopter. Let me just lock off the head tracking again. There, lock off the head tracking. There we go, and it's a repaint of this beauty, which is a 202 Squadron seeking that operated out of RAF Lossiemouth, amongst other places as well. And it's nice to be able to fly. It's nice to be able to tribute to the guys that used to do this. Of course, the RAF don't have a search and rescue function anymore. It's now civilianized. But it's lovely to be able to fly a tribute to these guys in the sim, and it's a beautiful repaint as well. By the way, I've put a link to all these bits and pieces down below, so if you want to get any of them, there is a link. There is something else that I'm using as well, which I'm not going to talk about at the moment because I just want to see how things progress during the stream. This is my final test of something that I've been using, and if you follow the streams, you know that quite often it's the H145 streams that for some reason we get some of the stutters in. It doesn't happen with other bits and bobs to the same effect. It only really happens with H145 and helicopters. So to be fair, it might, this thing what I am talking about and not really talking about might not have an effect on it, but I'm interested to try it out. Anyway, hello to everyone in the chat. Sparky, good to see you. Sim Pilot, DJ Steve, it's good to see some familiar names. Marco Lopez, 40-second shark. How the devil are you, sir? Good to see you. And Ash Morley, good to see everyone. So yeah, I'm going to be using the Random and Anywhere mod. As I said, by the way, if you want to come along, we're on the Western Europe server. And yeah, here at Glasgow. I said in the introduction, or I think I said on the Discord, yes, we have a Discord, link in the description down below, that it was busy. At the time I typed It was busy. It was busy. There was all sorts of things going on, and now it's dead as a dodo. So I'm just always conscious when I'm on multiplayer, especially at a place like this. There's people trying to do serious IFR, ATC, all that kind of stuff. So I didn't want to get in their way, but it's gone very quiet now. Weather isn't fantastic, as you can see. We have got some clouds. The wind at the moment is kind of between 15 and gusting up to 24 by the looks of it. Of course, with the H145, if the wind gets too high, it breaks the physics in the sim, and it does all sorts of strange things. In the past, I've tried to ride it out with disastrous consequences because it, as I say, it doesn't. It's not a case of, oh, it's just a really strong challenge. It actually breaks the coding. The helicopter behaves in an unrealistic and odd way, exhibiting odd behaviour. So we won't be messing about with that. There's no bravery in being stupid. Right, okay, so let's get going. First thing we need to do is fire up the mod. So we'll go in map submissions into, oh, wrong one. There we go. Random and everywhere. By the way, it's called Random and Anywhere on the page. It's called Random and Everywhere in other places, including here. So if you are a little bit confused why I said Random and Anywhere, and it says Random and Everywhere, that's why. I tend to say Random and Anywhere because that's how you'll find it on the flightsim.to website. Anyway, so this is firing up now. We can see here, starting the Davierosoft Operations Centre. There's Frank. Get up, stand up, Frank. Thank you. We are going to be doing single player. Which is fine. We're going to set dispatcher coverage at the user location, so that means wherever we end up, you know, for example, when we drop off at the hospital, then that is where we will start from. It won't kind of wing us over somewhere too far away. Although you can customize these sliders here, allow you to customize all the distances. We could center our dispatch coverage on this location here, or we can do custom. If we want to fly from here into the mountains and operate in the mountains, then we can do that. But for today, we're just going to use our location where we are, and we're going to be in Glasgow here. In fact, I'm going to change that to start location on here. Oh, we've got a police taking off there. Right, that's all good. That's all good. I'm going to leave that as it is. We will select single player if I can get the click spot, and it's saying that we're not connected, which is absolutely fine, because now that we've done that, now we can fire up the mission radio. So let's get the battery on. Back you go. There we go. Just let everything fire up. You can see we are empty at the moment, but here's the crew. Look at that, brave lads. They've been having a cup of tea in Gamma Aviation, and now they're coming out. Come on, fellas. Duty calls.
Hey, good morning all. Ready for the missions?
Good morning, Frank.
Hey,
Okay.
Frank, good morning.
So I've turned the mission radio on. This is what connects us to the rescue centre. Just waiting for that to do its thing. There we go. So it says
Hi,
push.
Captain. Helicopter is ready to fly. Logbook filled and signed.
That's
Fuel
Frank
tanks
over
are
there.
almost full.
Thank you, Frank.
If you
Well
need
done, lads.
refueling, please ask.
All right, sunshine. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Thanks. Check.
Okay. So now push call to connect. So we press that button there. See, I've now climbed in and I've closed my door. Wheel present correct? Come on, get in the back. Okay, so we've connected that, and now we've got, says here, connected with HEMS Operations Centre, so that is connected us to the rescue centre. I apologise, people who watch the stream or use this, who are thinking, why is he waffling on and telling us all this? We already know that. I'm saying what I'm doing for the benefit of people who haven't seen it before. Simple as that. That is the reason. Michael, how you doing? Good to see you. Ashley. Ash Morley. Don't know why I saw Ashley. Ash. So what this is simulating is us sitting inside the crew room, mug of tea in hand, waiting for the waiting for the phone to ring, the crash alarm to go, and off we go and do our thing. And at the moment you can see we've got no dispatch received. That's because the phone hasn't rung yet. So we're just kind of sitting here, aren't we? So see anything interesting on telly last night? No? Alright. No? Anyone reading anything? There's the Doc at the back. Doc with his sunglasses on, always looking cool. He always wears sunglasses. He'll wear sunglasses in the worst weather because he's the doctor and he can do whatever the hell he wants. What can I talk about while we are just waiting for the call to come in? You may be thinking, God, this is a bit frustrating. But this app is really clever in that it simulates time for all the different aspects of what we're doing. So we can see now, there we go, we've got a mission come in. A rider lost control of his quad and has been injured. So we're going to accept that because we're good lads. There we go, we're good lads. And we need to get cracking. Right, so let's do a couple of quick things. I'm going to quickly...
Fire. Engine 1 fire. Engine 2 fire.
Get Santa's sleigh bells working. That always gives me a bit of a kick. So we are going to start. Which one did I do last time? I think I did 1, 2.
All set to proceed.
Thank you, fellas. So we're going to do 2, 1 this time. So 2,
Preparing for engine starting
1.
sequence. 2, 1.
And this governs the depending on how you the sequence of the prime switches governs the sequence of how we start the engine. So he's just going to go to his position. There we go. He's not going to do a call out like he does for engine 1. Oh, I just remembered I've bound some switches. Here we go. Engine 2 to idle. Let's have a quick look here. Naughty boy should have checked our battery. Our battery's all good. Bit more information coming in. 23-year-old male, rider lost control of his quad and has been injured. Waiting info about rescue vehicles presence. Symptoms, heavy bleeding, headwind. Where it says waiting info about rescue vehicles presence, that's because in the simulated world there is a rescue vehicles on the way. Now this is interesting. Is it though? We have got a problem. Why have we got a problem? That is down there. That is there. But the engine is not starting correctly. So let's just bring that down. Let's have a quick look over here. Just check. It's funny that it glitched when I loaded in, and because of how I had my physical controller set up on switches, and I thought, oh, it'll be alright, it won't cause a problem. We haven't got any issues there with failures. I'm just going to check. No. So there's no issues there. If I click that, I wonder if that might reset things a bit. Let's go back to map submissions and let's try again. Always happens on streams. There we go. N1 rising, TOT rising, rotors turning, we are back in business. Flight sims, eh?
GPU disconnected.
It'd be much easier to play Fortnite. Ah, Ash, okay. I recognise you now. Sandman, how you doing? Right, there's Frank taking his GPU over there. Excellent. Okay, hurry up, lad.
Engine clear.
Okay, let's go for start on engine 1. Quickly check our numbers. N1 rising, TOT rising. We have oil pressure, which is always very comforting.
All engines started successfully.
Okay, we're good. Good start. So he's now going to go and do his leak checks. Yeah, just told him that, mate. And then we can start winding some things up. So let's have the prime pumps off, transfer pumps on. I'm going to put the strobe on now. Let's have avionics, standby battery, DC reception, LAVCS, anti-vibration for the pilot to help with the crew, and pitot on. That's all good. Happy with that. Don't need anything else. I am going to turn on some cockpit lighting. Not that we really need it, but it's a bit of a dull day. Or I'll tell you what else we're going to do.
Okay, all good.
Let's get some heat and some ventilation going on. Okay, quick check down here. Everything is okay, apart from we have a bus tie open message. Interestingly, I had that yesterday. It's not something that you often see. So we'll just cycle those. The H145, you don't need telling if you know it, is in dire need of an update. It hasn't had an update for a long time. But to be fair, for me, it works pretty much all the time without any issues. So that's all good to go. We've got that fired up. We're connected. What have we got now? The only warnings we've got.
System test okay.
The only warnings that we've got are the engine 1 and engine 2. Marco, motor engine 1, fuel pump secondary. Not sure I understand, old chap. Not sure what you're saying. Right. That's all good. Nothing more coming through here. We need to do a couple of bits of housekeeping first. I need to set the nav source on my TDS to MSFS because otherwise it won't follow the mission profile. We come back out of that. I then go back into maps and there and come out of that. We will close that, and you can see we've got a white line and we've got no distance information here. For some weird quirk, we have to cycle the Garmin, and when we cycle the Garmin we now get distance information, 14.4 miles, and we get a blue line there. I'm going to pop this map on here so that he's got something to look at, because he's not the pilot, and you can see that's where we're going. So we're going to the east. All good. Right, I'll leave that there for him to look at. Leave that there where it is, and let's now go engines to flight. Still seeing some strange behaviour. So engine 1 is not playing ball. Okay, let's just lock that off. I think this might be the shortest HEMS stream I've ever done. So I'm going to bring engine 2 back to flight idle. Let's bring engine 1 back to flight idle. Let's have a look. Quick check up here. Let's have the head tracking back on. That's all good. So we have no issues there. Let's have another look down. And let's bring engine 1 up to flight and see what happens. Okay, we'll bring engine 2 up to flight. Okay, we're good. Definitely exhibiting some strange behaviour today. This could be interesting for all the wrong reasons. Okay, so no warnings on there. everything is good to go. We're ready to fly. We have got our accident location there. The wind is coming from in front of us. Oh, nice to see another 202 there. So we're going to lift, and we will, what is the wind at the moment? 29, 28 knots. Okay, we are getting to the point where things could start acting strangely, and I wonder if perhaps that's what's happening with the engines. I don't know. Maybe the gusts are doing some odd things to it, but let's see. Okay. Quick hover check. No warnings. There goes Frank, taking his GPU for a walk. Just going to pop over the top of the police. Best not to irritate them. Keep the nose into wind.
VTOS. VY.
Okay, I am watching the engine instruments just to see if it's going to behave strangely, but at the moment it doesn't seem to be too bad. But I am going to keep that screen up for the time being. Normally I'd put it onto the NavD page, but I'm just going to leave it where it is. The way the helicopter is vibrating is also an indicator of how the wind is affecting it. Wind is 30 knots, 31 knots at the moment. One of the clearest indicators that the coding is broken by the wind is that when you try and shut the aircraft down or you put it into idle, the rotor RPM goes off the charts, and at that point it's the time to change the weather. So here is Glasgow in all its splendiferousness, and I have to say,
Don't sink. Don't sink.
you can be quiet. I have to say, everything is running
Don't sink.
very smoothly. Four-second shark. Are you the shark? As in, if I said Maverick, is that yourself? Incredibly smooth today. Interestingly, something else that I did that I was having problems with Goodwood. If you've got Goodwood, Burning Blue Design Goodwood, I always had a stutter halfway down the runway, like a long pause. And I discovered last week, after a night of insomnia and doing lots of testing, that the issue was VFR France scenery, so I removed that. And it has made me wonder how that has broken other bits of scenery that I have. But Glasgow today is as smooth as a hot knife through butter. What an awful saying. The scenery's just blooming gorgeous. It's a very built up urban area and it's just running incredibly smoothly. There's the exhibition centre. Is that the exhibition centre or the theatre? I think it's the theatre, isn't it? Campy, I
Obstacle
envy you.
ahead. Pull up. Obstacle ahead. Pull up.
I envy you. I wish I was up in Scotland today, but I always say that. Guy, how you doing? Rota Jez, who's just joined, actually works for Historic Helicopters, which are the very qualified, competent, hard-working group of people who, apart from looking after X-Ray Zulu 588, which is the helicopter that I showed you in the picture at the beginning. They look after a whole load of other helicopters as well. Some of them are the wrong colour, they're not all yellow. That has to be said, but yeah, they've got a really good website, and actually also, by the way, they've got a fantastic YouTube channel now that they're putting out quite a lot of content on, and it's really interesting. If you're into your helicopters, especially your historic helicopters, it's really interesting to look at. Ah, Shark, have you? That's interesting. Because I've got Innsbruck, but I rarely fly there, but that has made me wonder now. Ah, brilliant. I've just seen you answered. That's great. You are the Shark. Excellent. So, 40-second Shark, Mr. Shark here. And apologies if I pronounce it incorrectly, but you're Shark and also known as Uwe. He has written an incredible piece of coding that I am using. This is the thing I was saying that I just wanted to almost like do a final test on in this scenario. I used it in the stream last weekend with the Warbirds, and I've been using it in my general flying, and it's a VR optimizer. It's coding for VR optimization, but I have got VR, but I rarely use it because I've got other screens going on. But it really helps with 2D as well. I'm going to put it in once the stream's over, I'm going to put it in the video link or in the video description down below. It's well worth having a look at. It's getting updated an awful lot. I updated mine yesterday, and it's got a really nice GUI now.
You will find an ambulance not far away from accident area.
But it's a
They
very
are unable to reach the site.
very clever piece of coding, and basically what it does is shuts down things that you don't need to have, optimizes your system, makes everything really smooth, and you know, you can kind of see how smooth mine is running. And it's free. It's a free bit of coding, and a big thank you to 40-second Shark for putting all the work in, mate. Hat off to you. It's incredible when the community puts in hours of hard labour
500
to make things better for all of us. It's an incredible thing and worth a shout out. Right, I
Terrain
need to
ahead.
start
Terrain ahead.
concentrating.
Terrain ahead.
Listen,
Pull up.
love.
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
This is the Royal Air Force. We can see the ground.
Set a possible hospital destination for our patients.
Okay, I need to start concentrating now. I've been doing so much
We
waffling.
can confirm or change later.
We're coming up on the target area. I'm a little bit fast. Just gonna slow us up a bit. But yeah, like I was saying, you can see how smooth my sim is running at the moment. And we're in a busy urban environment. And I'm on multiplayer, and I'm streaming, and I've got other helicopters around me. It's insane how good it is. Right, Rob, concentrate now. Concentrate, boy. Lives are at stake. I haven't even checked on the latest information to see how the patient is, which is a bit rude of me. So by the looks of it, our casualty is just beyond this roundabout here, or the section. So we'll have a look. He's obviously been riding his quad in the fields, but you can see why I chose Glasgow. We've got this really good mixture of urban environment and countryside, and who knows, we might even get thrown into the hills. But first of all, we need to find our quad bike accident, and if you heard the message before, the ambulance can't get to him.
Rear crew, we are approaching the landing site.
So let's see if we can find our target. See something down there. maybe not. Let's keep it moving. See, over in this field over here. Just going to drift us over a little bit. Wind is coming from behind us, so we're going to have to come round t'other way. Currently 16 knots, so that's not too bad. There we go. So I'm just going to drift us over here, and then we can come back round again. Now, what has this Herbert been doing? There he is. I can see some things going on there. He's been playing on the railway lines again. Quad bikes and railway lines do not mix. Okay, so target sighted. Let's close the tabletto because we don't need it now, and we can come back over here a little bit more, and then we'll do an approach into wind on the field behind them. Lost sight of them, and at this point my co-pilot, if he was any use, would be shouting out some guidance, but all he does is come along for the snacks and the bants. There's our quad bikes, so steering clear of them. Oh, be careful.
We are reasonably close.
Thank you for your assessment. Okay, the wind is definitely playing havoc. I can feel we're 27 knots, and whoa, you can see the way we just suddenly plummeted into the plummeted. Do we plummet upwards? The wind is messing with the coding. So let's come down. Yeah, okay, let's just lock it down. Now this will be the test. Let's put the engines into idle. See, we've got an RPM rotor warning which has come on, so I'm going to change the weather immediately. So we will come off live and we'll stay with that. There we go. Both engines to idle.
Rear crew, prepare for ground operations.
What's going on then, lads? Oh, look at that. He's face planted in a rock. That's never going to be good for you. That's going to take a lot more than a effervescent vitamin C tablet and a Snickers bar. But don't worry, chaps, the Air Force is here. So I'll just lock that off there. So yeah, if you fly the H145 and you suddenly find that your engines and everything are behaving strangely, always just check the wind and see what that's doing, because quite often that can be the cause of your problems. Because as you saw, it does all sorts of weird things with the coding. Now, very quickly, let's see where we are. We are here, next to the railway lines, and this is one of the things that I love about this sim. It's what you see on the maps is kind of what you see in the sim, which is rather cool. There's the lads working on the casualty now, and this mod simulates the time taken to work on the casualty. Good God, the aliens have invaded. Look at that, we've got floating photogrammetry. Sometimes the sim does some odd things, and that's one of them. And this is the kind of hurry up and wait thing. We've rushed out here. They're now working on the patient. We can have a look and see what's happening with the patient, because now that our doctor is there, if we go to medical diagnostic page, we get some more information. So we knew it was a 23 years old male. We knew that it was an all-terrain vehicle. Status upon medical arrival, they haven't indicated to us yet. Patient assigned emergency code 2, which is immediate risk of serious injury, so that's not brilliant. And patient conditions on a life score of 0 to 100 is 36. So again, that's on the wrong side of that. So I'm just going to keep that up there, and as our doctor works on the patient, we'll see that change. And this is what I love about this, is it's not just a case of fly to point A, beep, pick up your patient and then fly off. It's simulating all the different parts of the process. You can see now that we've got the status upon medical arrival unconscious, which is not good at all. And you can see now also we've got a heart rate and an oxygen saturation level, because our doctor, this is HEMS, this is taking the expertise of the hospital to the patient. Our doctor has plugged in the machines that go ping and all that kind of stuff. And now we know what's going on. Look at that, the coolness of the RAF crew. Do not walk through the helicopter. As they walk through the helicopter and do their thing, but they're going to go off now with the stretcher, so we'll just watch what they're up to. I should say, by the way, if we were going to be down on the ground for any length of time, I'd shut down both engines, but as we're not, I kind of sense we wouldn't be. But how we can actually check on that is if I come out of dispatch info, go back here, back to dispatch screen. We have a message here from the doctor, info from doctor, estimated ground operation time 2 minutes. So we know we're not going to be here long. The doctor's the boss on the ground. He's the guy who knows what we need to do. He's saying that it's going to take him 2 minutes to apply the sticky plasters and Snickers bar, and so I'm not going to close down the engines. Also, information from doctor, patient will be transported by us, because sometimes the patient will be transported by ambulance. We just come out here, work our magic, and then the patient will go back with the ambulance. Patient is in critical condition. Code 2 is the priority assigned by doctor. Okay, that's fine. We kind of know that. Anyway, how the devil is everyone on this Sunday? Board, how are you doing? I hope all is good in Norway. Here's the patient. Whack him on. Come on. No messing. Slide him through. Yeah, there we go. Give him a pat on the head. Good lad.
On board. Take
Okay.
care.
We can start thinking about flying. By the way, next weekend, chance of maybe a couple of streams going on. Might get a helicopter stream in, and then probably
Ready to fly.
a Aerostar stream with some ATC. Okay, so that's all good. That's all good. Happy with that. Let's now fire up the engines and see how they behave. Hopefully, now that we've got rid of that ridiculous wind, the engines might actually work. So this time we're going to go. There we go. Engine 2. Engine 1. All warnings out. Our power indicator here, just wait for that to get to 101. There we go. See, now that the coding isn't being broken by that wind, everything is working absolutely fine. Good stuff. Now, we do appear to have a problem with the mission though, because it should really by now be telling us that we need to go to hospital. So we picked up the patient's on board. We should be getting a message here about the hospital, which we're not getting. So let's see, let me quickly think if there's a way I can trigger that. It's an incredibly complicated mod and sometimes it can do some funny things, but I'm not sure if there's much I can do about this one. Let's think. What about if I wonder if I can trigger it by saying that we're on the way to the hospital? See, we've got no distance information here, which means it still thinks that we're meant to fly to this point. Okay, so let's think this through. Why don't I just fly to the heli? Yeah, why don't I just fly to the Queen Elizabeth anyway? And let's see what happens when we land. Sometimes if you ignore, if things don't look right and you ignore it and you just carry on and use your brain, then things can, I nearly swore, things can break themselves. I think you know what I was about to say. Okay, quick check down here, we're all good. Wind is over there, obstacles are trees, lumpy bumpy bits, but we should be okay. So let's lift. Wind is only 5 knots now, so it's not too bad. Quick cover check, we're good. Not messing around, we need to get going. We've got a poorly patient in the back. And to be fair to the mod, it's very rare. If you follow the streams, you know it's not often that things go wrong, but something hasn't quite triggered there. Even though we've picked up the patient, even though it's acknowledged that we've picked up the patient, even though the crewman said, on you go, it's kind of locked off at that point, but that's fine. That's just how it goes sometimes. It doesn't stop us from doing the flying, and it doesn't stop us from flying to the hospital. I just need to navigate there. I just had a thought. Let's see if I there we go. Let's come back on the speed a bit before we break everything. So I'll just put it onto autopilot but on heading mode. If there's anything else I might be able to do to make it think. Destination hospital, Queen Elizabeth. So at least it's got the hospital in there. So that's all good. I'll be interested to see now if we land, if everything works. It wouldn't be the first time that it's glitched, but then so long as you follow the normal procedure, it's almost like it puts the train back on the rails again. So that's what I'm hoping is going to happen at this point. So we're just going to fly to the hospital and see how it goes. Mr. Shark, I don't know if you're still there, but I've got to say this is working absolutely beautifully. I've never had such a smooth sim flying multiplayer with the H145 HEMS. I can honestly say that. There we go. We've got Pete Hawkwind. We've got now XI come clarity. I was meant to ask you this. Would you pronounce that G come clarity, or is it literally XI? Seriously, this sim is so insanely smooth. It makes me almost want to weep tears of joy. Actually, I suppose to do the real test also I need to let's turn on. Just realised because the weather was not too good before and the light was poor, I had Atmos off. So I'm going to turn Atmos on. Using the Andrew Bennett AB presets, not for weather but just for Enviro and Atmos. So we'll just wait for that to kick in and it'll be obvious when it does. There we go, that's kicked in now. So it's a little bit more realistic. Oh, and it's still so smooth. That is incredible. Look how busy that scenery is. And it's so smooth. Okay, where's the bleeding hospital? The hospital's almost on the nose. Just XI, okay. Amazing. Right, let's quickly check on the patient, because as we're flying, as time goes on, the patient conditions change. So what do we got? Still, I think that's slightly improved. I think it was 36, so I think that's slightly improved. So that's all good. The guys in the back are obviously doing their thing. We're coming up on the hospital. I know this is probably the wrong attitude, but I always find it a little bit exciting when things go wrong, as they have done in this case. I'm always a little bit interested to see what happens when we land at the hospital. Will the mod automatically fix itself? It always seems to. So I'm really interested to see how that works, and really trying hard not to get caught up looking at all the incredible detail in this blooming scenery. I don't often fly in urban areas, as you can probably tell. So it's like, look at all the buildings and all the little details. Incredible. Incroyable, as they don't say in Glasgow. Should really have the map wound in so I can tell you what places are, but that's amazing. Right, come on lads, come on, let's just alter our course a little bit. As I say, I've only flown into this hospital once, but I think I can see it because I vaguely remember the shape. Photogrammetry here at Glasgow is really quite good. The signs on the side of the buildings, and even got the graffiti down there. That's insane. It is insane. This is some kind of parallel universe. This isn't a simulator. So we can see the hospital marked on the map now, but our routing is still wrong. Our routing is still the outbound leg to the patient. So like I said, we are going to ignore that. I am going to take control from Metal Mickey. There we go. I have control. And let's have a look at the hospital. Wind is on the nose, which is kind of handy. I'm going to kill the tablet so we've got a bit more space. Oh, a few stutters coming in there. Something obviously was getting loaded in. It's kind of corrected itself. There's the hospital. Don't worry chaps, we're all Air Force inbound. Just going to bring us over this way a little bit. Now, landing on rooftop helipads is always interesting because you don't have the same reference to the ground. so you don't have that same kind of peripheral vision that you do, that gives you that extra input into what the helicopter's doing, where you are, that helps you keep on top of it. So the plan here is, if the mission is broken, we're just going to weak the patient out onto the helipad. One of the lads will phone down below and say delivery for you, and then we'll go off. That's how we're going to play it, okay? Bit too far back. Let's just inch it forward a bit. There we go. And we're down. Oh yeah, must remember I've got switches now. Okay, so engines to idle. Oh, let's see what happens. I might have to... Whoa, wrong button. I might have to... let's have a look. Back to dispatch screen. At the hospital. Isn't that fantastic? What a view. Amazing. Okay, so I think it's safe to say that the mission is broken. Nothing is happening. They are not weaking the guy out. There's no crew here to wait for us. So yeah, so that is broken. So what I'm going to do is come out of here, go back into there. We are going to just think, is there anything else I can do? I don't think I can. I've tried the dispatch thing, so there's nothing more I can do with that. Okay, so we're going to abort mission. There we go. Just let that unload. Start her up. Quick check the fuel, that's all good. Just bring that down there. Let's go single player. We'll see how this works. We'll do one more mission and then we'll call it a day. So we just wait for that Mish to come in. How you doing, fella? Did you enjoy that, lads? I'm glad you got rid of him. Just weaked him out the back door, and no one ever knew. Cracking view from the top of the hospital here. Okay, what do we got now? An injured in apartment house requires medical assistance. Well, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. His Majesty's Royal Air Force awaits your command. So, just waiting for that accept dispatch button to become operable. Murdoch, how you doing? As I said, it simulates time. Nothing is instant in this. So we just need that accept dispatch button to become bright blue, and then we can click it and then we can get cracking. Time for me to have a slurpity. Pardon moi. Sorry for the guys that are flying along, by the way. You're doing a grand job of hovering there waiting. You're very patient. There we go. Accept dispatch. Come on, get the click spot.
We are securing the equipment. Stand by.
So cabin prep, this is the guys in the back doing their thing, and also the mission is being built. So this is quite a critical phase during the mod doing its thing, because it's building the mission for us. So if things are going to go wrong, it tends to happen at this point, although it's quite rare that it does. So I'm just watching that. Cabin preparation 41%. Keep going, lads, keep going. Let's have a quick look. Come on. I don't wish to have a negative attitude, but I have a feeling. That things are not happening today. I wonder if there's been some sort of an update in the sim which is messing with the mod a little bit. Grey Wildcat, how are you doing? Aviation Wilt, how are you? What brand of biscuits do you bring along to all your HEMS shouts? I haven't got any at the moment because I'm on a diet, mate. But let's just imagine. I have discovered. This is very boring. I just realised it's very boring, but I have discovered broken biscuits. Has anyone had those boxes of broken biscuits? You can get them in supermarkets and some garden centres. We got one at Christmas when we went to a garden centre. I bought it really to anaesthetise myself against the pain of having to go to a garden centre. Blooming lovely. I mean, there was like 3 penguin biscuits stuck together. I mean, that ain't bad. Yeah, I hate to say it, folks. I have a feeling that the mod is bust. Something is not working. Let's try again. So I'm going to go into here. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to come into here. We're going to abort. I think what I'll do is I'm going to quickly select another mission. This is a quick crew walk around, and basically it is what it says on the tin, really. The guy can't see him, but he's probably fallen through. Come back! I'm just trying to see if I cycle things, if that will do something. So let's abort that. We'll go back to random and anywhere and everywhere, and let's give it one last try. Dude, why aren't you taking off and flying to your patient? I'm guessing you've just joined the stream. I won't. All I will say is, dude, I ain't going to explain it to you. If you've only just joined, then you obviously don't understand why I'm not flying to my patient. Let's change that to there. And let's go single player, and let's see what happens this time. I do find it quite amusing when someone joins a stream part way through and then starts telling you what you're doing wrong. So again, just waiting for the mission to come through. I'll lock off the head tracking, keeping an eye on that tablet to see what it does. Okay, secondary mission. Patient urgent air transportation has been requested. Ambulance will wait at designated landing spot. Okay, this is one of the newer missions that's come in one of the recent updates. So let's see what this does. We may already be at the correct spot. Well done, Ash. Come on. Okay. Fingers crossed. Let's see what happens this time.
Finalizing setup. Stand by a moment.
So we want that cabin preparation thing to go all the way through. So,
Cabin checks finished. We're set to go.
brilliant. Okay, that's worked. Secondary mission. Patient urgent air transportation has been requested. Ambulance will wait at designated landing spot. Pathology, reason for transfer. Ambulance requests patient pick up, quick transfer. Okay, so that's all good. We have got cabin preparation is already been assigned. We've got fly to the loading place, so that's working. So it looks like the mission's working now. So let's have a look. Right, wind is on the nose. These guys are around here. Let's get both engines to flight. That's all good. This is a great way of practicing helicopter flying, by the way. I say it every time, but having a purpose for your flying makes such a difference. Come on, give me 101. There we go. Okay, so lift. Quick hover check, all good. And then we'll just do a gentle bank round here, avoiding the other H145. And we've only got 7 nautical miles to go.
VY.
Okay, everything is behaving itself. Back over the city centre. Four minutes out. I am just going to pop us on to autopilot and let's have a quick look and see what we've got in terms of our destination. Okay. So, brilliant. It's a football ground at a school. It's really clever how this works. It looks at spots on the map, and it kind of judges them as suitable places for mission locations or whatever, and it's chosen that football ground at the school as where we can pick up from the ambulance, which is a perfectly realistic point to do that from. Federico, why is there a heli mid-air at 12 o'clock? Because I'm on multiplayer and people can come along if they want to. That's why. There's one of them. There we go. And can see anything out there? Can't really see much because the windows. Bone dome's in the way. Let's just wind the... where is it? Just flown over Merchant City. Coming up to Gallagate. check. 2 minutes out. Interesting to see what kind of obstacles we've got around here, because it is in an urban environment.
Two nautical miles from loading area.
Okay, I'm going to take her off autopilot now. Federico, I do have Volanta, but I must admit I'd never use it. I stopped using it a while ago, just because I couldn't really see the point, but I know a lot of people get a lot out of it, but for me it was just not something that I really used. Still running really smoothly. So I'm just coming back a little bit on the speed.
We are approaching the landing site.
Need to do a recce of the our landing area first of all, just to see what's there. Hopefully the autogen is kind and it hasn't plonked a load of trees or similar obstacles in our way. Looking good. I can see the ambulance has just pulled up.
Rear crew, we are approaching the landing site.
I don't know if you caught that, but the ambulance.
Destination in sight. Medical crew is waiting on landing spot.
This simulates the vehicles, like I say. You know, wherever there's a ambulance or a fire engine, it's actually driving to the destination, and you can see the ambulance literally just pulled up there. So I'm just going
Site
to
is safe for operations. We can proceed.
come over this way because the wind is behind us, so I'm going to turn in and then we'll land just ahead of there. Strangely also, there is a UK vehicle pack, but I can see it looks like it's spawned in an American ambulance, so I suspect there's some kind of weird MSFS update that's possibly affecting things a little bit. Just come round. See, the crew have got out the ambulance now waiting for us. Over the trees.
Good job, Captain. Smooth landing.
That'll do. Well done. Bribe paid off with that crew member. Okay, let's go. Engines to idle. So there's our patient that we're going to transfer.
Helicopter.
There we go. So good, it's working. The helicopter's this way, lads. You can't blame them. They just want to have a good look at a helicopter. I get that. There's our crew member. He's going to open up the back. There's the doc. Going to have a chat with them. Do a kind of a handover. Get some more details on the patient. Find out how many paracetamol they've had. Federico, the reason the transponder is in standby is because I'm not using any kind of ATC or anything like that, and I'm not using the GTN-XIs, so that's the only reason. Nothing clever like TCAS. It's just that I'm not doing any kind of ATC operations or using the GTN-XI. It's just purely on the mission. So there's our chap being loaded in. You can see the helicopter in the air has got his back doors open purely because multiplayer will copy the condition of my aircraft. Right, this is what we're looking for. That should have come up before, so we'll accept selection. That now gives us a destination.
Ready to fly.
You can see here, route set to the Queen Elizabeth University Hospital. So we're going back to that rooftop again. We've now got a destination distance of 7.5 nautical miles, so that is working. Ladies and gentlemen, the mod is now back on track. Right, let's have engines to flight. Just quickly check. Yeah, we're all on board. That's so good. Need our little rotating fork to get to 101. Come on, that last digit. Come on, there we go. Right, all good, everyone happy, no warnings. Crew are happy, ready to go. Obstacles, trees and some buildings, but it's all good to go with the wind on the nose, and that's kind of where we're heading. So that's quite a nice situation to be in. Okay, so let's lift. Quick cover check, all good, no warnings. And onwards to the hospital.
VTOS. VY.
Make sure we go over the tops of these tower blocks. That would be embarrassing to pick up a patient and then bang into the side of a building. Okay, let's pop on the autopilot and then let's have a look at the patients and see how they're doing. Okay, so we are interesting. So we haven't got an emergency code, I guess, because this isn't a HEMS mission as such. It's just a patient transfer. We're just a glorified taxi, but we have got heart rate, we have got the oxygen saturation level, and we have got patient condition. Patient condition is 92, so they're absolutely fine. But obviously just in need of a quick transfer by helicopter, which is where we come in. So yeah, welcome to the taxi business. Fantastic stadium. I think we should give our passenger a little look at the stadium. He won't mind. This is Celtic. Obviously got some covers down on the grass there when this imagery was taken. So I'm on autopilot heading mode, so I'm just using the heading bug, using a hat switch on my cyclic just to move that around. Interesting. So I've just taken it off autopilot. All that messing around there with me going to the stadium. Billy Connolly, look, on the side of that building. This is insane. This photogrammetry thing, it does do some funny things. You know, you can sometimes have scenery that looks a little bit like it's gone through a nuclear war, but sometimes you see a little thing like that, a Billy Connolly hoarding on the side of a building, and you think, wow, it is actually very clever. Back over the coming up to the SEC, which is that, I don't know, what would you call that? Half a croissant,
2 nautical miles from the hospital.
maybe, or a croissant that's been slightly dinted at one end. Okay, hospital coming up. Wind is on the nose. Okay, so it's saying unload to ambulance, but that... Oh, okay, right, okay, yes. Unload to ambulance, that button there, if we couldn't be asked to fly to the hospital, we would have an option to offload to an ambulance. It gives you these little manual things that you can do just to save a bit of time if you haven't got the time, but we've got the time. We're going to do the full job. Okay,
Rear crew, prepare for ground operations.
Make our approach. Anchors on. And engines to idle. Seth, yes, I do. I've done it. Well, I fly in the US. Yeah, in terms of streaming and that sort of thing. Yeah, I've also done that as well. Whistler, had a great time around Whistler, Squamish. I tend to like the kind of mountainous, kind of wild areas. So I've done some flying up there. Federico, have you ever done it on VATSIM? I've only flown on VATSIM once. I tend to use Beyond ATC, really, because the kind of flying I do, which is more kind of regional or small airfields, to regional airports, there's not really much in the way of VATSIM coverage, and at least with something like Beyond ATC, you know that wherever you go, you're going to have that coverage, which is pretty cool. So there's our chaps unloading. And next weekend I will probably be doing a Beyond ATC stream with the Aerostar, I think. We will see. Come on, lads, what are we doing? Ah, he's taking him. So what happens is, because we're on a rooftop, you don't always see what happens. If we were on the ground now, you'd see our guy take the patient over, give him to the hospital crew, and then the hospital crew would go off and do their thing. Even when doing HEMS, no. Like I said, I don't use the ATC when I'm flying HEMS. Beyond ATC, I don't know. I don't think it's got any kind of real VFR functionality at the moment, although I might be wrong because I'm not seeing it for a while. And before anyone says, what about say intentions? I know, but I so rarely use ATC that I had it for a while, and I've got some videos where I used it, but my usage versus the subscription cost just wasn't worth it. I'm going to skip the paperwork because it will simulate the time it takes to do the paperwork to do the handover. But we're going to skip that. We're going to get our guy back on board. And what's the time? Let's do one more mission. One more mission. Just waiting for our guys to come back.
Cabin secured. Ready to fly.
Okay, so let's get another mission. Feels good, so we're absolutely fine. That was quick. What do we got? Okay. That's the old one. Oh dear. So that bleeping that you heard before was a mission coming through, but it doesn't look like it's appeared on the screen yet. I'll give it another few seconds, and then we'll cycle the next dispatch button and see what we get. Something is definitely playing havoc with it. See, that's our old mission that we've just done, and they've already told us that we're good. So I'm going to come back out of there. Quick check here. Okay, let's go next dispatch. There we go. Student unresponsive but conscious. He's been reading too much. Too much hard work. Cheers, Murdoch. Good to have you along, mate. You take care. Error. Failed to retrieve location. Okay, so let's do another one. Overdose of sleeping pills. Not good. Again, just waiting for that accept dispatch button to do its thing. You can change all this, by the way. All the a lot of the timings, the waiting around, you can manually adjust that. Some very nice hovering going on there. It's a strange thing with the multiplayer how in some instances you can see the helicopter with the rotors turning, as we can with the H145, but I think that is the Asobo, is that the Asobo H135 maybe? And we can see the rotors aren't turning, so it's a bit hit and miss with some of the multiplayer functionality at the moment. Come on, we're ready. God, lads, we've got enough time here. You could have run down and got us a cup of tea. Come on. It will come through. Yes, Federico, it is 2024. We're ready to accept the dispatch if you just let us do it. Just lock that off a second. Crew failed to find closest road backup position used. Okay. Okay, right. I remember seeing something on their Discord. So we're going to abort. I've never had to do this, but I'm going to give it a try now. See if this fixes it. Just wait for it to come up. Settings. I don't think it's in there. There is a setting somewhere where you can change something, and I can't for the life of me, because I've never done it. I can't for the life of me remember where it is. Dispatch options. Okay, bear with me. Bear with me, folks. We're going to do an experiment. Let's see if I can find it. So I'm just going to the Random and Anywhere Discord, if I can remember where it was. Sod's law, when you're trying to find something in a rush, you can't find it. No? Okay. So it's this setting here. I'm going to try choose images default. I'm going to try that one. I think that's the one. So I've selected that now, and then we'll wind that in because the clocks are ticking. Single player, and let's see what happens. See if that helps. I seem to remember seeing in their Discord that something had changed in the sim that meant that sometimes when the mod is trying to figure out, right, where are we going to base this patient, what assets are we going to have there, where are we going to place them, there was something with that that setting that I had it on originally, which is the default setting, which was causing a break. So I'm going to try something else and see if that helps. This mod is so incredibly complicated and clever that sometimes you have to tweak it a little bit or change your setting perhaps just to try and get it sorted out. So again, we're sitting here, we're waiting for a mission to come in. We can see we're connected to the rescue centre, so that's all good. Fuel is fine. Let's have a quick look outside. Lads, your patience is incredible. If anything, this is giving you some really good hovering practice. Okay, we've got a mission. Cableway gondola fallen on ground. Failed to retrieve location. Increasing crew range. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, there aren't many gondolas in Glasgow. Reported climber trapped on mountainside due to fall injuries. Rescue area may require specialised heli-rescuers. Warning, be sure to be within 90 kilometres from the closest mountains for this mission. Well, hopefully we'll be okay with that. Hopefully we'll be okay, because Glasgow has got some hills just to the north. So, and this is like a good 202 squadron style mission, so perfecto. There we go, so we can accept that.
Strapping down the equipment. Stand by for confirmation.
Here's the critical moment now, while everything gets set up. Cabin preparation. Need that number to keep going. Come on. Checking we have got everyone on. Oh, it moved. There we go. Come on, percents. There's nothing quite like watching percentages change. Cabin preparation 21%. Come on. So yeah, at the moment it's kind of building the mission.
Due to impervious conditions of the accident site, we should evaluate to call on board expert heli-rescuers. Use the tablet to decide if we continue alone or if we take the heli-rescuers on board.
So, you know, that's just picking up mountain rescue. So we will do that. That's gone to 27 now. So that okay, we are in. We're in business. At least one injured. Waiting for information. Reported climber trapped on mountainside due to fall injuries. Rescue area may require specialised heli-rescuers. Femur fracture. Landing spot. Default zone set. Modify. Yep. And we will pick up the heli-rescuer. Okay. So that's all good. Happy with that. And let's just wind out this a little bit. So where are we going? Blimey, we're flying to Edinburgh. The famous mountain of Murrayfield. Oh no, that's the blimey. That's the. I just realised that's the heli rescuer. So where's our patient going to be? Okay. Let's go to Edinburgh. This might be a long one. So let's have engines to flight. Turn the head tracking off. 37.6 nautical miles. Cheers, James. It's interesting. You, as you saw, you can set the distance for the maximum kind of range of the casualty, but it's kind of ignored it in this case. Unless it's just where the heli rescuer is. So let's see. Quick hover check, no issues. Let's move. Exit the pad. Keep an eye on the H145 over there. I'm just going to fly around him and above. Just as well, we got plenty of fuel.
VTOS.
Never had to fly to Edinburgh to pick up mountain rescue before. They have got Arthur's Seat there.
VY.
So let's assume that they've been busy doing something there. Okay, watching the speed. Don't want the speed to get too high. Let's get on to autopilot and couple. Okay, that hasn't quite taken, so let's try that again. Interesting, there we go. Now it's taken. And couple. All good. So 17 minutes. Now, see if we can get some clues. Let's just lock off. There we go. Let's see if we can get some clues as to what we're actually going to be doing. So I'm hoping sometimes it'll send you to pick up mountain rescue and then you've got another long journey to go on, but I don't think we have in this case. So I think that is probably our mountain rescue guy. Or actually no, that could be where we're picking up the casualty. Yeah, I think that I'm guessing that's some kind of a sports ground or a park or something. It looks like that's where we're going to be picking up the mountain rescue peeps. I can actually double check that, and I'm going to double check it. There's a little nav map. Sometimes show you see what we've got. Yeah, so first destination here is to pick up mountain rescue, and then it looks like we are going to Arthur's Seat. I'm sure that's Arthur's Seat. Maybe it's not actually. Certainly Holyrood Park. Salisbury Crags is where we're going. I'll show you on the map. So this is us here, and we're heading over this way. So you can see little nav map has got some objects on it. Here is mountain rescue. Here is our patient. And we're going to be landing in this. It's a bowling club. They will not mind at all that we are landing a dirty, great big yellow heavy helicopter on their bowling green. It won't bother them in the slightest, of course. Can you imagine? Robert, how you doing? Good to see you. So I was just checking the old Discord there. I've got to say, Atmos does make things look very realistic. That does look rather nice. Oh, I just realised. Good God, I've left you on the map. How rude! It was me admiring the view and you were stuck on the map. I was just saying how realistic it looks. Doesn't it, mate? Hey, what do you think? Look at that little smile in the corner of his mouth. Don't be embarrassed, fella. You are allowed to smile once in a while. So yeah, that's where we're heading to pick up our mountain rescue. So what we'll do is we'll pick up mountain rescue, we'll pick up our patient. Hopefully it will then tell us to take him to one of those hospitals there on the top right, and then we will call it a day. I shall let you get on with your Sunday afternoons, and I am absolutely starving. We are only 13 minutes away from picking up the mountain rescue, and then it's only going to be a couple of minutes onwards. Interesting. What's that? It's almost like some kind of bunker, isn't it? Airdrie. What did we just fly over?
500.
Oh, okay. They when that was taken, they must have been building, because it's now looks like it's a new warehouse. So quick check of everything. All is good. XSP Cypher, do you use Tobii eye tracker? No, I don't. I use the Grass Monkey King Puck head tracker. I've tried Tobii, but with my sim setup, it just just didn't work. I say that it did work. It didn't work as well as the King Puck system. I think for the kind of distances I've got involved with where my chair is, where the screen is, and all that kind of stuff, and I even tried using their little tripod thing, I just wasn't getting as precise and smooth head tracking with that as I do with having this little wireless LED box on the side of my headset, and it's a lot cheaper. Dread, bonjour monsieur, comment ça va? Tu manges le poulet? C'est un petit poulet ou un grand poulet? Peut-être poulet avec pommes frites? Don't worry, Dread, that's about the only French I'm going to try and talk right now. I don't want to murder your beautiful language. So we got some rather large wind farm up ahead, so I'm just using the cyclic beep trim just to put in a bit of a climb, just to hop us over that. Brilliant. There's legumes. Federico, good question. Yes and no. Yes, no, I have. So I did some HEMS out of because I love Italy. I love flying in Italy. I'm just going to tell you where it was. I want to say it was Bolzano, but I just want to double check my geography. If only I could get my map to stop trying to reset itself. Yeah, this isn't working very well, is it? Yeah, I think it was Bolzano, up in the mountains. Actually, I've also done some. I did some HEMS out of. Oh, blimey. brain has gone because I'm trying to think of too many things at one time. That never works well for me. It's never a good sign. Bologna. I did some HEMS out of Bologna as well. Bought from the Sunday market. Do you know what I dread? I know my sister-in-law lives in France, and she often talks about the markets. Oh, that was last week's group flight. I say group flight, it was a stream. Yeah, she often talks about the markets there and picking up the bread and all that kind of good stuff. It is fantastic. Okay, 8 minutes out. Let's start getting our head in gear. Let's follow the aircraft. Got some lumpy bumpy coming up. Edinburgh, not too far now. Certainly once we come over here, Bathgate over there. I am conscious that I am on multiplayer and we are going to conflict with Edinburgh Airport, so I just need to get the labels on. What have we got? So we've got some stuff going on up there. Look at that! Heli Flyer in the 500C. Beautiful helicopter. Love that helicopter. That is my Spitfire of the helicopter world, that. Fantastic to fly, and if you're interested in getting into helicopters, it's a good way to learn helicopters because you get all those lovely helicopter physics with very little in the way of modern stability and all that kind of stuff. And the scenery beautiful. I cannot
500.
Cannot wait to come up to the Highlands camping in the summer. I have to get to Scotland at least once a year. Of course we're not in the Highlands here. How are we looking? Seem to be burning very little fuel on the indicator there, which is a little bit suspect. I think what it's doing, yes, I think what it's doing is every time we start a new mission it's resetting the fuel. That would make sense. I forgot we've had to restart the mission a few times. So many maps, it's hard to know what to do with them. So we can see some traffic on the ground at Edinburgh there. Yeah, I can imagine that, Dread. I can imagine that. I think for me it would be the breads and the pastries. Steezy, how you doing? Good afternoon to you. By the way, we do have a Discord. Streamlabs has been putting the link in the Discord, so sorry, the link in the chat, so do feel free to come along and say hello. Fried chilies, nice, nice. Okay, so we have got a aircraft airborne, but he's going to just go straight up. There's Gray in the 202 squadron. 145. 4 minutes out from picking up mountain rescue. Just having a quick look, make sure we're not going to conflict with anything. Got The Sky Master looks like he's on, possibly doing an approach in. He's a long way out. I'll be a lot happier once we're out of the way of the Edinburgh Airport runway traffic. No problem, Ali Fly. It's good to see you. Always good to see the 150. Steezy, are you using hardware such as Collective? Yes, yes, yes. I've got a Warthog grip from an old setup on a 15cm extension to a Virpil Warbird base. I've got the Thrustmaster TPR pedals with a damper kit on them. I have got the Virpil TCS Rotor Plus Collective. So that's the setup I'm using. And I'm not using VR, this is a head tracker. This is the Grass Monkey King Puck head tracker. I have got VR, but I must admit these days I rarely use it because I'm kind of looking at other screens, and also, and I need to check because I've upgraded my GPU since, I kind of preferred the extra detail of the 2D, which I know makes no sense. No, it's not force feedback, it's the Warbird base, it's Virpil Warbird base, it's not force feedback. Okay, quick check, 2 minutes out. I'm going to come off autopilot now. And let's put in a descent. Welcome to Edinburgh. There's Arthur's Seat up ahead, just to the right of the nose, in the distance.
We will be first on scene.
And so we should be. Airborne. Always first in. So remember, the first job we've got to do is pick up mountain rescue. And they are in that that bowling green. So a slightly smaller spot to land on than a football pitch. And hopefully the autogen is kind to us and we haven't got trees in the middle of it. You never quite know what the mod sees on a map. Doesn't always match what a Sobo autogen does with the target.
$500.
Let's come back on the speed a bit. Wind is behind us. I'm just keeping to the left of the blue line there because we need to do a recce, so we'll be doing a bit of an orbit. Just less than 1 nautical mile now.
Is there a possible hospital destination for our patient? Infos are available on tablet. We can confirm or change later.
Look at that. That's some nice detail, isn't it? Getting distracted by the stadium. That's incredible detail. That must be coming from the Orbex POI pack, I should think. Yeah. All right, Rob, you need to fly the helicopter. Let's not get too distracted, okay? Where's this bowling green? Good God. Okay, I think it's been autogenned. I think it's been autogenned. And it's put a building on it, which makes it a little bit trickier. Sorry for the guys that are flying along. It means that we have to land as near as we can and hope that it's within... Oh no, there it is, look! There it is! Good God! How did I not spot that? I don't know what I was looking for that I didn't see that. Okay, this is going to be tight. Of course, this is where a human crew would also be able to give you call-outs. Distance call-outs. Whoa, 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 steady. And we're down. Did we kill anybody? No. Excellent. Job done. Okay, engines to idle. Let's pop outside.
Rear crew, prepare for ground operations.
Yeah, it is tight. Bowling Green people now all up in arms, asking why a big yellow helicopter has just landed on their lovely bowling green. So here's Mountain Rescue coming over. Yeah, you're right, Dread. Close up, you can see photogrammetry, but I mean, it's still really blooming clever that it can do this
Cabin ready to go.
all over the world, and I think most people are viewing this from a 737 these days in the sim. Okay, so we've got our guy on board. Let's just double check that the tablet's happy where it is. Yeah, that's good. We've got the accident location. Let's have engines to flight. So we may be hoisting from the, I mean, it's not really a mountain, from the hill, but we'll see. I know you do, mate. Okay, just waiting for the engine to get to where we need it to be. 101 on the rotating fork. There we go. Okay, all good. Wind is from over there. Obstacles are surrounded by buildings. And there's some people as well, just to add to it. There you go, the bowling club's arrived. What are you doing on our bowling green, you Herbert? Sorry. Sorry. Quick cover check, all good. Proceed. Murrayfield, there she is. There she is. Who the hell ever called Murrayfield, does she? It's a blooming rugby ground.
VTOS.
Okay, let's head to the hills over historic Edinburgh.
VY.
From accident area.
Okay, quick check, engine's working fine. No warnings. We've got our mountain rescue guys. There's the castle. Mr. Shark, I don't know if you're still on stream, but seriously, I can only put it down to your code or your coding. It's so incredibly smooth. I will put a link to it down below. Mr. Shark has written a fantastic piece of coding to optimize the sim. Right, let's see what we are dealing with. We'll do a bit of a recce. See what we got. So we've got a pathway there. We could put it down there. Potentially. I'm thinking. Put the anchors out a bit. Get a good look at what we're playing with. Here we go, 202 in their element, in the hills, in the middle of a city. Let's have a closer look, see what we're playing with. There's a Huey. Always good to see the Huey. I think I can see some
500.
objects up ahead, but I think they're... don't really think they're part of it. Not much in the way of choices for landing here, so I think we're going to hoist. Let's just see. Keep going, sweetheart. Keep going. Trying to get visual with the casualty, and then we've got a better idea. We haven't done any hoisting today, so it wouldn't hurt to get a bit of hoisting in. So it looks like it's just going to be there. Just on that cliff edge. Still not visual. Okay, let's just slide over here a little bit. Get away from the edge. And let's see if we can get visual. Once I can see the casualty, then I've got a better idea of where we're going to hoist from. Oh, okay, I can see that yellow. See the yellow? There we go. Okay, let's go there. Got the helicopter in autopilot hover mode now. Which, remember, when I started learning to fly the H145, I used to hand fly it a lot doing this sort of thing, and real world 145 pilots would say that's not how you would do it. You would use the systems available, so that's what we're going to do. So there we go, we're in a nice hover. If I now jump out, see our casualty down there. So we're going to select begin hoisting.
Rear crew, prepare for hoist operations.
Come on, mate, earn your money, get out. Slide down the string.
We have to hoist 3 to ground. Heli Rescuer will be the first to clear the area. Hoist boom extended.
It is Brian, that's right. I said that earlier on.
Operator is getting hooked. Hold position.
Okay, I just needed to jump back in to get the radio calls. There he goes. Let's jump into drone view. There's our lad, bravely dangling down off the rope. So that's the mountain rescue. There's our helicopter. Now we will probably get the doctor coming down. Yes, Sue, we are in multiplayer. There are quite a few. 1, 2, 3. Where's the Huey? There's the Huey. 4. So what the heli rescue, I can say heli rescue, what the mountain rescue guy does initially is he will check the ground. He's the mountain expert, and he's kind of preparing and making sure everything is safe for the doctor to come down. So that's what he's doing. He's kind of, there he is. I was going to say he's disappeared into the side of the mountain. So seeing him crouched down now is kind of simulating mountain rescue, doing his thing and checking the ground. Flight sim max? No, this is done using it's done using the H145 action pack expansion and a mod which is called Random and Anywhere, and that does all our mission magic for us. There we go, he's still doing his thing. Let's pop back into the cockpit. Just want to check our engines are doing well. I mean, while we're sitting in the hover here, the helicopter is having to really use some beans to maintain the hover. So it's a burning fuel and all that kind of stuff. Where did you buy the H145?
Rescuers secured the area and the casualty. We are going to hoist down the other personnel.
Okay, so here's the docks going down there. I bought the helicopter from H145. Sorry. Bear with me. Just need to lower the collective a little bit to go back down. We just climbed ever so slightly.
We are too high.
So I'm just putting in a slight descent. Yeah, I bought the H145 initially from HPG from their website.
Hold position.
And then I made a couple of videos with it, and full disclosure, High Performance Group gave me a copy of the action pack to review, so that's what I'm using. And then the mod is free, and you get it from flightsim.to. Yeah, TAC it is. It's an incredibly clever system. And like I said before, I was hand flying it when I started, but I had real world pilots saying you would use the systems that you got available.
Hold position.
Holding. Come on. Get him out on the line. Co-pilot's going down. Well, that's the doctor now. Co-pilot's gone down. Go on, fella.
Hoist is running down.
There we go. So that's the doctor and the co-pilot down there. There we go. Now you see we're climbing again, and the reason we're climbing is because the
boom is retracted. You are free to leave hover.
Okay, so we're going to come out the hover now, and I'll continue yakking once we oh, sorry, Mr. Huey, just backing away from the mountain. Sorry, I was concentrating then and completely forgot what I was talking about. I was going to continue saying something, but it's gone. Yes, oh yeah, so the aircraft went into a climb because of course we lost the weight of the crew members on board, so the collective setting that I had was now no longer valid for the weight of the helicopter. Should we go and have a look at the yeah, screw it. Let's go and have a look at do some sightseeing while we're here. while the doc's working on the patient, I just need to keep an eye on the tablet there just to see if that changes, because they'll call us back when they're ready. How did you pay for it if it says US dollars? But how would you change it to Great British Pounds? I don't know, I probably paid for it in dollars, I've no idea. No idea. I just clicked buy. Unfortunately, I can't look at the website at the moment, but I don't know if it... I can't remember if it changed the currency or whether I just bought it through PayPal in dollars, maybe. There's the castle. Of course, there's the military tattoo that goes on here. There's the kind of stadium ground for that, if you've ever seen that. We have the railway station. Patient is stable. Code 4 is the priority assigned by the doctor, so that's good. Patient is medically in a good position. So quite happy with that. Just going to slowly meander back. You just missed the 1 o'clock gun, yeah. Really nice detail on Arthur's seat there, actually, isn't there? There we go. So now ground operation completed. Get back to hoist position. So that's the doc radioing through, saying, "Oi, get your ass back here." See our chap's waiting, so I'm just going to bring us in, hand fly it overhead, and then we'll pop it onto autopilot for the hoist. There we go. Let's get the tablet out. Holding position.
Hoist setup is progressing, and we're close to completion. And set hover conditions. Hold position.
6 left 2.
Hoist 3 to helicopter. Hoist 1 plus stretcher. Opening door, preparing for hoist operations. Hoist boom extended.
So I'm just monitoring the aircraft. Yeah, I remember that, Brian. There was a lot of fires going on in Scotland. I remember driving through... Sorry, bear with me.
Hoist is running up.
Driving from Carbridge up to Huntley. No, it wasn't Huntley. Nairn. And went past Lockendorp, and it was quite disturbing. Is probably the word, to see all the burnt heather and trees. But I remember Arthur Seat had the fire as well. It's around about the same time. You see the H145 up ahead. As our hoist runs down, so will his. There we go. Because the multiplayer is mimicking the actions.
Hoist on ground. Personnel is getting hoist is.
There he is coming up. So we've got the patient in the back. Now it's just our crew coming up. Should have shown you that actually. We are on West Europe, Steezy, but I'm going to take us to the hospital now to offload the patient, and then I'm going to have to call an end to the stream because I need to get a wiggle on. But yeah, we're on Western Europe at the moment. Right, we've just taken on some extra weight, so I need to check the collective. If I do something very unrealistic, see if my head tracking all. There we go.
Hoist on ground.
Can't quite get my head.
Hoist is running up.
See the shadow on the cliff edge there. Here he comes. Right, boy. There we go.
Personnel is strapped in.
I'm sure it says somewhere in that big manual there, pilot does not open the door while flying. There's the MH60. Nice to see.
Hook is in. Hook boom is retracted. You are free to leave hover.
No, Guy was in the Spitfire, I think.
Cabin secured. Ready to fly.
Okay, we're all good. Happy with that. We got over there. What have we got over there? Surrounded by choppers. Thanks guys. Looks like they're moving off. Okay, autopilot off. Let's apply some collective. Get some transitional lift in. The hospital's just behind us, no distance at all. Just going to come round that H145. It's one of the handy things of streaming in an urban environment. You usually don't have to travel too far. But the next stream we'll be back in our natural environment. We'll be back up in the Highlands, flying out to Lossiemouth. That'll probably be next weekend. Do some proper search and rescue stuff up in the hills. Now, I've not landed at this hospital before, so interested to see what we've got in the way of a helipad. Sometimes the, you know, in the same way as the pickup points, the autogen can get in the way. So it'll be interesting to see what we've got. You can see there we've got go back to meeting point. Another aspect, because we've got this, if we had more time, we'd be dropping the patient off, and then I'd be taking mountain rescue back to the bowling green that we collected him from, because that's the courteous thing to do.
Destination in sight. Medical crew is waiting on landing spot.
Right, let's see what we've got in the way of a helipad, eh? Hoping, because I've got the Epic Falls helipad mod, that we've got a perfectly serviceable helipad. There it is, look at that! What a lovely helipad. Gorgeous, and there's the crew already waiting for us. Right, wind is there, so that's fine. We're just going to weak it round over here. Give the people on this housing estate something to vibrate their windows with. And there's our helipad. And let's do an approach. So let's kill the tablet so we've got better viz. Check speed. Good God, I think we've got a horse or a cow running amok on the helipad. Call the Procurator Fiscal and Police Scotland. We need someone to remove the livestock, please. Safety first. I will not be distracted by the cow stroke horse, whatever it is. It's a cow. In ancient times, cows were used at hospital helipads to judge wind direction, of course, but these days we don't need to use them. That cow is not going to distract me. I'm trying hard not to laugh.
Prepare for ground operations.
God's sake, get rid of the cow.
Good job, Captain. Smooth landing.
Thank you. Extra pint for you. Okay, let's do that. And now engine to idle. Yeah, it is. It's a big self-fertilizing lawnmower. The cow's moving off now. The cow's like, blimey heck, I've had enough of this. I was just trying to have a quiet graze, and then this yellow thing came out of the sky. Love that Huey. Nice mixture of helicopters here. Let's quickly get the labels up, just so we can do have a look at all the names. There's the... So this is what you couldn't see on the top of the Queen Elizabeth in Glasgow. This is the hospital crew coming to collect the patient from me. There we go. There's all the people that have come along. Wonderful to have you along, chaps. And thank you for your patience where we've had to do some excessive hovering. No, Danny, this is I'm not on the beta program. I just cannot be bothered to try and fiddle with things. So no, this is SU4 standard issue. So transfer there is taking place. He is now the hospital's problem. Now I'm going to quickly check something.
Patient has been deported to the hospital and is safe.
Yeah, there we go. So there goes the hospital crew. The hospital's that way, fellas. They're looking for the cow. So yeah, we are down. I'm going to. So normally, what I would do now is, if we weren't on a stream and if I didn't have to go, I'd probably skip the paperwork, to be honest, because that's just us sitting on the ground. We do a full shutdown and wait for you know, the guy to come back with doing the paperwork, and then also we would go back to the meeting point. The meeting point is the bowling green where we picked up our Intrepid Mountain Rescuer. But we're not going to do that because I need to jump off the stream now. But can I just say, it has been an absolute pleasure having you all on board. Thanks to all the guys that came along as well for the flight. I know you can't see the mission assets and all that sort of thing, but hopefully it's kind of like a magic mystery tour, because we never know where we're going to end up. So it's always interesting to hopefully hopefully interesting for you to see all that, and just a chance to get some practice in. But it's been wonderful having you along. Don't forget the Discord. There is a Streamlabs has been putting the Discord link into the chat, so if you want to come along and join the Discord, we will see you there. But in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. I'm going to leave you in peace now. I'm going to click on end mission, and yeah, let's get on with our weekend. Take care now. I shall see you on the next stream or video very soon.